Hello. So this is my first attempt at this camera I've had for 4 months. But anyway, bear with me. I want to speak about the power of the mind, which typically for most people go unrecognized. We have been brought up in our existence to believe that everything that matters and everything that happens from the outside going in. So if we have sickness, that just jumped on our lap. If we have poverty, that just jumped on our lap. There's no way to change those things. If we're in poor relationships, that just happened to us. We have been brought up to believe that everything happens to us rather than through us. And why? Because our 5 physical senses of, sight and, hear, taste, touch, feel, and smell, not sight, hear, touch, taste, feel, and smell. Those are all outward guided senses, right? And because those are so prevalent, because our experiences are so physical, we haven't really taken the time to look within at the spiritual matters of our being. Our thoughts, our imagination, our emotions, our feelings, that intuitive voice that's inside of us, that guidance on why our body even functions without any assistance from us. We haven't tapped into those things yet. And so when things happen to us, we say, how did this happen? Oh, it's hereditary. Oh, I wasn't given a shot. Oh, I don't have this. Oh, I didn't do this. And oh, it's everything about what someone has done or what you couldn't do or what you was hindered to do. But if we were to trace our circumstances going backwards and look at the power of our mind, you'll find a direct link to our problems there. Now think about it. We are 3-dimensional beings, right? We're made of spirit, soul, and body. A master spirit created a soul, which is made of your mind, your will, and your emotions, right? In order to have a physical experience, a 3D reality here on this earth. That's why we were born into this 3-dimensional system of earth. This earth allows us to operate in 3D realities. We don't ever think that our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs have anything to do with with the things that we experience here. Because the experiences and the situations and the circumstances that come upon us that we actually suffer, we don't want to take responsibility for that, because then we say, well, why would I give myself cancer? Why would I make myself poor? Why would I do all these things to myself? You think I wanted this? Well, of course you didn't want it. But we don't get what we want. We get what we believe. We have to track our belief system. We have to start going inside and tracking what we actually believed about a thing. Now, you say to yourself, well, I'm poor because of whatever. Well, think about it for a minute. Did you believe it was a possibility that you could be poor? Unless you can say you've never thought in all your days that you would ever be poor, because you have always had a money mentality, a rich mentality, a wealth mentality, but yet you're poor. You have to believe in the possibility of something in order for it to show up. And as harsh of a truth as that is, when it comes to everything in every area of our lives, it's a reality. I have always been I would say in my own mind, not that anybody's put this on me, but I know I've been a little bit weird in life. I have always been that rare egg that went left by herself and didn't follow the group of anything. I did things by myself. When I wanted an amusement, I did it by myself. When I played pranks, I played it by myself. Weird. I was always a loner in that way, a rebel in that way. I rebelled against what most people thought about everything. And that's even when I was younger. Even when I was younger, I knew that when I got in trouble, I knew that I caused it. I didn't say it was anything, even though I lied and said it was, made excuses for it. Internally, I knew it was me. I knew what I'd done, and I knew what would show up, even as I got older. Before I learned anything about the mind, the power of the mind, I've always known that things happen for a reason, and nothing fell on my lap, and I also know that when you believe something, that thing comes to pass. I've been around people that unfortunately fell sick and continue to fall sick, and everything the doctor tells them they believe, and they say, this is nope, the doctor said I'm going to have for the rest of my life. It's never ever 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 going to go away. And what do you think that's doing? Why do you think you're sick? Or why do you think you can't get well, rather? Because things happen. But whether it's here to stay is still up to us, right? And I'm not saying that you can just turn cancer around in a day. I'm not saying that you can turn MS around in a day. I'm not saying that you can turn a lot of those things around in a day. What I'm saying is we have the ability to drastically change our circumstances. And I'm proof of that. I've tested out those things. I've changed my mindset. I've changed the way I thought about a lot of things. And I haven't mastered it yet. There are certain things, that I still haven't even grasped yet, as far as, controlling my mind enough to benefit from the fruits of that thing, But what I'm saying is that we have to start looking inward and start thinking differently if we want to ever change, what's going on in our lives. We have to start thinking differently. You have to start looking at them inward qualities, those inward virtues that we were created with. Our spirit, our mind. Why are our thoughts so powerful? Why, when we walk in a room, we can automatically feel someone's energy, whether they like us or not? We can feel that. We can say, without them saying the word, oh, this person doesn't really like me. I can tell or I don't really like that person. There's something about her. That's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence. That's the power that we're created with. Our thoughts do something. Our thoughts are energy. They're powerful. And they can perceive and they can create. So I guess, and I'm cold out here. It's sunny, but it's nice and it's cold. It's kind of brisk. I guess, the hard truth is that you can't say, you shouldn't say that anything was destined for you and things just fell on your lap without your control. You can't say that unless you've examined every aspect of your mind and see, was the acceptance there first? Was a possibility there first? How quick are you to believe a doctor when he says that something is terminal with you? How quick are you to believe that? Like, how much faith do you put in that? Now, we all know faith is a mustard seed. You say it and so it is, right? We all know about faith. But do you believe that? How probable is it for you? And that's what that's the thing. I bring a very hard truth. And I kind of, watered it down over the years because it's so harsh. But believe me, it's not just towards other people. It's with myself, too. I had to take accountability for my life, for everything in my life. Now, I say that to say that we have two lives, right? The lives that we were born into and the lives that we create for ourselves as we become adults. We have a choice. And I think everything is a choice. Everything is a choice. I don't choose to believe that in poverty. I don't choose to believe that. I believed that when I was growing up because I grew up poor. But as I became an adult and I started realizing the power of my own mind, my intuition, the gifts that I was born with and created to be godlike, I started to change those things. I was like, oh, good. Now, most people, when they come to the realization that possibly they caused their own circumstances, it's a hard pill to swallow. But if you think about it like this, if you caused it, that means you have the power to change it, right? See, that's how I looked at it when I first got the memo, when I woke up. It's like, wow, okay, that sucks. I really did myself in. But if I cause it, that means I can change it, right? And so that's the power. That's the power. So don't get mad. Forgive yourself if you can come to the realization that, we are, the creator of our lives, that we don't get what we want. We get what we believe. We get what we feel. We get what we have faith in. And if we have faith in, pills curing an illness, then so shall it be. That's a placebo effect. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's where your faith is at. But if your faith is in the destruction of anything within your life, whether it's finances, health, relationships, family, if you continue to believe that everything in your life is terrible and nothing is going to get better because you have no power to change it all, then I feel sorry for you, because that's very unfortunate that you can't even come to a place where you recognize your own power. And I know it's a journey. I'm not saying that, I don't mean to say that in a rude way, but I hope that you wake up one day and realize that you do have power to change yourself. You do have the power to change yourself. You do have a power to drastically change your circumstances. I have done this in my life when it came to people, friends, my environment, my relationships. I realized that all of those things changed as my mind changed. When I was in a corrupt stage, I was around corrupt people. You know what I mean? I was around people that was negative, people that were gossipy, people that, just was who I was, At that time, I didn't think I was like them, but looking back, I was exactly like them. I wasn't any better. I was my associations. My association was me, and everyone that I was hanging around was a piece of who I was, and it was vice versa. And when I realized that, I realized I had the power to change myself. And when I started thinking differently, becoming more positive, doing things differently, acting differently, taking more positive actions, looking at life from a brighter and a more positive perspective, things in my life has changed drastically. Drastically. I don't have people around me gossiping and lying and just being, terrible friends or something like that, because I changed. I became the people that I want to be around. And so I only attract people just like me. If there's anyone that comes into my life that appears to be someone that I don't really want around me or something like that, I always say, what doesn't belong to you won't stay with you. And so when people enter into my life and I connect with them in a certain way and they express a certain character trait that I might not, appreciate too much, I look within myself and I ask myself, why did that person even show up in my life? And what is it about me that attracted a person like that? So if this is the character trait that I'm not liking, maybe, perhaps, I display that character trait in another degree. May not be to that degree, but somehow I have it. Because if I didn't have it, I wouldn't have attracted this person to me in my life, right? And so that's what I mean. That's what I mean about, change your mind, changing your life. We have to start taking accountability, people. If you ever want to get anything good in this life, if you ever want to know what kind of power you have, become the person you want to be around. Become the person that you want in your own life. We can all run away from drama and say, oh, this person is drama, this person is drama, this person is drama, this person is drama. Oh, they're liars, and all this other stuff. But you have to really search deeper than that and see where that came from. See why they're there. See why they keep showing up, because you can keep on running and you're going to still run into the same people. I know people like that today. Everywhere they go, it's like, oh, well, I left them because they're drama. Oh, I don't mess with them no more because they're just drama. But meanwhile, they're in another circle that's full of drama. Same thing. It just follows them, because it's not the people. It's you. It's you. Change your mind. Change your thinking. Change your actions. Well, when you change your thinking and you change your mind, your actions will change as a result. They operate together. They're a threefold system: spirit, soul, and body. So, whoever this was for, there you go.